Hello, and welcome to Tea and Cornbread, a conversation with Sean and Tracy. I am Sean.
And I'm Tracy.
And we are talking to you all that are 50 and fabulous.
And don't forget handsome.
And we want you to know that we want to get some education happening, some empowerment.
We want to grow with you. We want to learn with you. We want to see what you're doing, 50 and over.
So like, share, comment, follow, subscribe,
grab your
tea.
What's your sisterhood? I think she even asked me that. I said, these are people. These are my friends that I grew up with, not blood related, but they are blood related, that I grew up with, that no matter what, I can call them. These are my friends that I do stuff with at a drop of dime. If one of us needs each other, we're there. And we don't have to talk, text each and every day. And I just know who I can pick up the phone and call. So I'm getting back to Tracy slowly but surely and leaving my options open to what may come. You know, I think I could have been closed off a lot of the time and didn't let a lot of things in for whatever reason. My focus was different, but this, like you said, the second half of my life, this better half of me.
The better half. I love that. The better half of you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. This is Sean Johnson from Back to Earth with New Path Wellness Group. I am so excited about this conversation because, we are women over 50 and we're fabulous, right? And a lot of women over 50 don't feel like that they're fabulous. So I want to have this conversation with one of my sister girlfriends. We've been friends for since we were little kids, and we are over 50 and we are fabulous. And so I want to bring her on to talk about how fabulous she is and how we got to this point, right? And it's not about being full of yourself or anything like that. It's just basically about having an uplifting, encouraging conversation for those women out there that are dealing with being the age of 50. For me, I couldn't wait to turn 50 because that was going to be another leap, another fate, another, I don't know what you want to call it, another time, another time in your life. And when I turned 50, it was like, the word no is a complete sentence, period. Period. And so I want to bring my girlfriend on so we can have this casual conversation about being 50 and fabulous. Hey, Tracy.
Hello,
up,
my sister.
Girlfriend? What's up?
We are. That's what's up. Sean and Tracy.
Yes.
So thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. We've been trying to do this for a minute now. So, trying to figure out if I want to just do, these 50 and fabulous conversations. You know what I mean? For us that are out there, right? Because there's so many of us that are just not feeling fabulous. So I want, and it doesn't mean that we're so fabulous that we don't have issues. So I want to talk about all of those things today.
Definitely.
So tell us a little bit about you said. Go ahead.
Well, I'm a mother of 2 grown men, a grandmother of 8. So that in a nutshell is a lot. And one thing I just heard you say about us being 50 and fabulous, it's not about me thinking or the next woman thinking I look better, cuter than the next one. It's about me. It's about my time. And it's one thing that I say, you said you couldn't wait to turn 50. I don't think I was excited about turning 50 because I felt like, oh my goodness, I'm getting old. Because I remember when I was young,
right?
And my aunt turned 30. I thought my aunt was old at 30. Little did I know,
right?
I feel good. I changed my view on that. Is what I wanted to say too. You don't know what you're up against, and we have this perception that we shouldn't. Right. So I'm there with you now. I am happy, and I'm over 50, well over 50 now. A young lady said that to me the other day. She said, "How old are you?" I said, "Way over 50." She said, I said, "Yeah." So that makes you feel good too.
Yes,
it makes you feel good.
Yes,
So
absolutely,
here we
absolutely.
are. Here
Yes,
we
who
are.
we are, right? So I want to talk to you about, I know you love the gym, right? And
Yes,
taking care of
yes.
ourselves is, is what I preach, what I try to practice, and all of that, right? So tell us, when did you start loving the gym? Like loving, movement, and things like that. When did you start? What made you know that you needed to start doing some type of movement?
Honestly, I've always been into the gym. What I always have not done is been consistent.
Okay.
I've always tried to eat right. I've always have not been consistent. I'm one of those persons, you tell me about the cabbage diet or the grapefruit diet. I'm gonna try it for a time and then I'm not.
Okay.
What turned my life around, I think, is because I just wasn't happy. Um, you're gonna hear people say that they're happy in their skin. Everything ain't for everybody. I wasn't happy when I tried on my clothes. I wasn't happy when I looked in the mirror, you know. So I knew I had to make a change. When I joined the gym, like I said, and I've done that journey for several years, and I love it now. And what I say to people, family members and friends, I'm going to my happy place, and they
Ah,
automatically know what I mean.
wow.
Because honestly, that's what the gym is for me. I put my earpods in, get my music going, and do, even if I just go in there and walk on a treadmill, do the stairmaster. If I go in there for 30 minutes versus an hour and 30 minutes, that is my happy place right now. Um, One thing I emphasize is it's not all about that number on a scale. It's how I feel at the end of the day. And that's why I say people are happy in their skin. It's not about, oh, she's going to the gym because she's trying to look like or trying to get down to this size. I don't look like your typical size, whatever. I got little, areas that I need to work on, but I'm not worried about it anymore because I enjoy what I'm doing. I do. I do. I say it again, the gym is my happy place. And
Wow.
my gym that I go to, I feel like we are family when I walk in there. It's a connection from when I first walk in that door, the young lady sitting at the desk, the trainers, the regulars that you see in there, and that's men and women, you know. Um, so my journey
Wow.
has I've been on this journey for a minute, and my goal is to stay there. It's
Nice.
to stay there because it's true. It's a way of life. Working out and eating right, it's a way of life at this point.
Mm,
So
nice.
you
Nice.
gotta want to do it. You gotta want to do it.
You do. You really do. Wow. That's
Yes.
awesome. That's awesome because the key point that I'm getting from you is that it's your happy place. And
Hmm.
so once you found that happy place, that's where you became more consistent. Am I
Right.
correct?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
that's when you
And
become
it's not easy. It's not
right.
an easy journey, and I'm not gonna tell anybody that it is. I went to the gym last night, and it was just me and the trainer, and I'm like in my head, I don't want to be here.
Mm,
I don't want to do this, you know.
mm-hmm.
But he kept pushing me. Let's go, Tracy. You got this, Tracy. And about time, when my 30, 45 minutes was over, I was happy that I
You,
stayed and happy
yeah.
that I did it, you
Now
know.
that's a
So,
testament right there. It's
yes,
like pushing through even when you don't want to.
yes, definitely,
Pushing through even
definitely.
if you don't want to. Okay, so you got to your happy place. And when you feel that, when you get into that rut of other things in life, right? Um,
Hmm.
let's say relationships and things like that. Where do you find a happy place within relationships? Now, I know your status, but are you married, single, dating? What is it? And if you're none of that, what do you prefer or what would you like?
Honestly, as you know, I'm a widow, so have been for 9 years come November. Um, I don't know if I put relationships at the forefront. I've always put family at the forefront. I put family and my work. And before you know it, here I am. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
You get married and you're thinking it's for a lifetime, regardless of what may be going on in your life. You just
mm-hmm,
do. So when I lost my husband, relationships were the furthest thing from my mind. And it wasn't that it was the first thing from my mind. I was saying, I don't want one. I don't want one. I didn't allow myself to get one. I indulged even more into family, be it the grandchildren, be it nieces and nephews and cousins, be it everything else but Tracy, is what I'm trying to say. Be it work, you know, being at a job for as many years as I've been at my job, you feel like you've given so much of you, you get lost. So when it comes to relationships, I'm not opposed to it, but honestly, sad enough, I will say I don't do anything to welcome it either, if that makes sense. I expose myself to stuff and try to go out with, you know, we do little different stuff. And it's not on a dating scene that we're doing different stuff, but I'm not opposed to it. But I don't think I put myself out there, and I don't even know what out there means. I think people think I have a wall up. I think people think I have a wall up. Well, I really don't, but how would you know if you don't tap me on the shoulder and say, hey, my name is, or hi, how are you doing? You know what I mean? So I'm not opposed to it, but I haven't been, I don't think I've been very open as far as searching for a relationship either. So in a nutshell, I'm single.
Okay.
And it's okay.
And it is okay. Yes, because you're single and you're not miserable. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so, you know, that makes a difference. That makes a difference. So if someone were to approach you, like you said, you're not putting yourself out there and things like that, but you're not close to it either. What are some of the things that you are looking for and in a man, and just, you know, with dating, I'm not saying relationship per se, with just like companionship, you know, and things like that. I am married, you know, so I was single at one point. Yes. So as a person that's single, what is it that you may be okay with, or, you know, what would be a happy place with that?
I mean, it's gonna sound so cliche, but you want somebody that's gonna be honest. And I say honest because I don't know you and you don't know me beyond our introductions. So if you think it's too much for you to say to me, I just recently got out of a relationship, be it a girlfriend or a marriage. I'm not looking for a relationship, but I'm looking for somebody to spend some time with sometime. Or I just want to have an open relationship to where I'm still dating and try to figure me out. I just need somebody to be honest. Don't, you know, I'm not looking for, if it comes, a millionaire, fine. Am I looking for that? No. I'm looking for somebody who's know who he is and how he wants to spend his life. And you know what? I won't even say life, because that may be a little bit much, but just how he wants to get to know me as a person. You know, I'm not big, I'm not flashy. I don't have to have the latest name brands. I don't have to have, like I said, you don't have to have the biggest bank account. But you do have to have goals. You got to be reaching for something, you know. I'm a simple girl, you know, call me up and say, hey, put on your sneakers, let's go for a walk. Hey, I'm coming to pick you up, let's go get something to eat. I don't want for much when it comes to a relationship, and I'm willing to go 50-50 too. You know what I'm saying? Some people will look at that and say, no, you shouldn't go 50-50. He should go. I think it's all up to you and him. It's not up to you and nobody else. So I'm just really looking for somebody who knows what he wants to spend some time, enjoy life, and just take it day by day. I ain't looking for nobody to say that they want to marry me. I'm not looking for somebody that wants to come over and stay the night 7 days a week. I'm not. You know, we got to get to know each other. We got to take baby steps at the end of the day. And I think honesty is the most. Honesty, you got to be honesty, and you have to communicate. When you lose those two things, what are we doing? What's the point?
What is the point?
So,
what is the point?
You know,
I call it you can court. You know, like back in the day when men would court you, you know, and or boys or whatever you want to call it, right? They will court you, and courting just meant, hey, just spending some time getting to know each other, and that's it.
That's real simple.
And lying is just, it doesn't make sense to not be honest. It really doesn't. I mean, it just drives me nuts. It's like, be honest. We are grown people. We are not teenagers.
Exactly.
We are grown people, you know. And as a grown person, if someone came to you and said, I just got out of a relationship, this, that, and other, like you said at the beginning, then it gives you the choice of whether you want
exactly.
to, if you want to go get to know that person even further or
exactly.
whatever, that's what that
Exactly.
is. And if you are a person that says, you know what, listen, I'm just looking for a partner to hit it and quit it when I feel like it.
Whatever. Yeah, we grown.
You're grown, right?
Yes.
You're grown.
Yes.
It can still be something that you both agree on, but honesty is there. You know what I mean?
Honesty,
yeah, that it just drives me bonkers when I listen to people or even friends or my brothers or what I mean, men that just say the most craziest stuff, and it's like, just be honest. We are too old.
That's it.
For the crazy.
That's it.
Way too old for the crazy.
I say it's too hard to remember a lie though, because when you lie to me, remember you have to remember that lie.
Yeah.
And don't get mad at me when I call you on it. Well, wait a minute, you just said, and it's not that you're keeping tabs on me. No, I'm not. You just told me this, and now today you tell me something else. So to me, I always say it's easier to remember the truth. It's hard to remember a lie. You got to keep the story going.
I love that.
You got to keep the story going.
To remember the truth, it's hard to remember a lie or to keep a lie.
It's hard because you don't know what you're lying, so you just made that story up.
Right.
So you don't know what you told me. You know.
Right.
And sometimes, when I say that, we got to pick our battles. Depending on the situation and the relationship you're in, you got to pick your battles. Keep your eyes open because you don't want to pounce on him. When he tells you that first little lie, you got to say, well, wait a minute. Let me just pay attention and see. But nobody wants to be dealing with a liar.
Right. Awesome. All right. So that was relationships. Now let's talk about you. What else do you do for you? So girlfriends, relationships and things like that, because it's not just about a romantic relationship. It's like other relationships. How are your relationships as you get older? Are they the same? Do they evolve? Have they evolved? Are there people in your life that you had to just back away from, because you're on one journey, they may be on another? Your journey of taking care of you, what does that look like? What are you doing different that excites you? You know what I mean? Or what are your aspirations for later for this other half in your life?
One thing you said, is there anybody that I had to cut off or, I feed people with long spoons. And I tell you, it took me a long time to get here because something you said earlier, no is a full sentence. And it took me a long time. As you know, a lot more about me than, we're doing in this interview. I don't know how to say no because I became a people pleaser. Honestly, I don't think it was until I lost Timothy that I figured I don't have to be a people pleaser anymore. He was here. He was helping me do a lot of stuff. If somebody called and they needed something and I just couldn't get to it, I would call on him to do it. As a life's journey, as we've gone through these last few years, we've lost a lot of family, a lot of friends, and the focus had to come back to me because if it didn't, and this is going somewhere else, I think mentally I would have been broken. We've had plenty of conversations. We had plenty of phone calls to where our conversations. Without my sisterhood, without me leaning on my friends, which is hard for me because you guys get on me. If you give me a compliment, I'm like, I got something negative to say, not to you, but about me, and you guys had to literally look at me and say, stop doing that. You take it, say thank you and move on. You don't have to say, but this or but that. It took me a long time to get here. And that's a sad thing. That's something I try to tell my nieces, my nephews, my children. It's about you. Don't let life pass you by and you realize, what did I do for myself? I work hard. I take care of my home. I own my stuff, my house, my car. I pay my bills. Now that second part of me wants somebody to have that with. I have my sisterhood and I know no matter what, I could call on my friends. My friends, my sisters are longevity sisters. I heard somebody say, there's no old relationships. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? This relationship that you built years ago, people don't have them now. And I told them, well, I'll introduce you to some people and show you that's not true. That I've been friends with, that come from different walks of life that we've been friends with. We grew up in the same neighborhood. We're all in different journeys in our lives. You're married, other girlfriends are married, children. My like I said, I got several grandchildren. You guys only have a few. You understand? But
Yes.
we've never lost that relationship, you
Right.
know. So you need to have that. You need to have that sisterhood. It's so funny because we did a little thing at work, and that was one of the things. I put a picture of up of the girls, and I said, "This is my sisterhood." And my boss called me afterward and told me, like, that was so awesome that you have a sisterhood. So I don't. If you don't have it, you don't know what it means.
Right.
What's your sisterhood? I think she even asked me that. I said, "These are people. These are my friends that I grew up with, not blood related, but they are blood related, that I grew up with, that no matter what, I can call them. These are my friends that I do stuff with at a drop of dime. If one of us needs each other, we're there. And we don't have to talk, text each and every day. And I just know who I can pick up the phone and call." So I'm getting back to Tracy slowly but surely, and leaving my options open to what may come. You know, I think I could have been closed off a lot of the time and didn't let a lot of things in for whatever reason.
Right.
My focus was different, but this, like you said, the second half of my life, this better half of me
The
is
better
about me.
half. I love that. The better half of you. Absolutely.
Yes.
I love that. Oh, that could be an episode. That could be the name of this episode. We can do that. The better half of you. What is your better half of you? 50 and up. The better half of you. I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
Awesome. You know I'm writing it down, right? So okay, so when your boss called you about that, and she was curious about it because she didn't know what that meant, or is it something that she used to have and doesn't have it now, or is it just something that she was just curious about? It's like, how did it happen?
I think she questioned what did I mean by my sisterhood. So
Okay.
I explained it to her. These are, and I don't use that word lightly, because everybody's not a part of our circle. And I don't mean it in a negative. When I say that, I do not mean it in a negative. But you just have those people in your life that are just that. They're your sisters, no matter what. Our family knows each other. We grew up with each other. We do things with each other. And another thing that I love about our sisterhood too, um, there's no competition. There's no, look at Sean. She dyed her hair black because I did. Look at Sean. I had an OG. There's none of that. And maybe that comes with maturity too, because I can look at a woman right now and give her a compliment and know, she's not thinking I like her, or that,
Right.
oh, is she trying to be funny?
Right.
So that's what I love about where I'm at in my life too. The place that I'm at in my life, that I can be mature enough, not just with my girlfriends. I could laugh, I could cry, I could be who I am. We could talk about anything at the end of the day. And I think that I've come across women that I haven't grown up with, that I may have recently just been introduced to. I told you how one time, a couple of weeks ago, I was at a party and the lady made a comment to me just out of the clear blue sky. It kind of shocked me, but it made me feel good that she didn't know me from a hole in the wall, but just made a compliment of how I looked and how nice everything was. And and I'm thinking, wow, like that is so nice. You know what I mean? She don't know me from a hole in the wall. Just to tap me on the shoulder and just say, hey sis, you really look good tonight. Really made me feel good. And it just brings something into you when stuff like that happens.
Right.
But you have to remember, I should always, you should do the same thing. When you see somebody, it's okay to give him or her a compliment. It doesn't mean, you're looking for anything or trying to get anything. Sometimes it's good to make people feel good.
Right, exactly. It's good to make people feel good. You're making a couple of like little things. It's good. It's good to make people feel good.
It is, because we want it. We want it. So,
and what's funny, when you said, going back to giving people compliments and things like that, and no competition, whatever. We grew up that way. You know what I'm saying? We always encouraged each other in whatever endeavors that we had. Now, one of my other girlfriends said to me, was talking. Matter of fact, this is with Linda and Kelly, and we were talking about networks, right? Your network is not necessarily your sister circle or your sisterhood, right? And so, you have a network of people over here and a network of a group of people over here, but you don't merge the two, right? You don't merge the two. And some people are like that with their girlfriends. They have girlfriends over here and they have one girlfriend they know they can't merge with this set of girlfriends over there. Right? Doesn't mean that it is no malice and involved anything like that. It's just personality wise who meshes with who. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Personality wise, or say for instance, someone may be going to the bar, and they go into the bar to turn up. They want to turn up. I mean, people do, right? I'm not going to be invited to that because they know I don't drink. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to feel offended about it.
I get it. Yes.
And so when we think about that, because people still do that, because sometimes you think about, listen, we are too old for this or too old for that. But then when I watch people sometimes, it's not about being too old. It's about them being who they are, whatever that means, right? With we have no judgment.
No judgment,
right?
Yep.
No judgment. It's all encouraging. We don't let anybody talk down about themselves and things like that. It's all about encouraging, and that's another reason why I want to have this conversation, because I am meeting women that don't have what we have. I'm meeting women that don't have a sisterhood. They may have one or two friends that they're still friends with from childhood, but that what's the word? I don't know what you want to call it. That camaraderie with other women, that, or insecurities, being around other women, the insecurities that they can feel if someone looks a certain way and you think that they are this or that, then you might feel a little intimidated walking in the room, where having this conversation will let you know it's not about being intimidated. Just walk in the room for who you are. And that room is either going to notice you or they don't, but regardless, you're walking in as Tracy, you're walking in as yourself. As yourself.
You're being yourself.
Exactly. And so with that, you'll know that the energy that you give is the energy that you're going to get.
Exactly. And that's what we have to remember too, because sometimes we go into stuff, you go to something and say, oh, I really don't want to do this. I just don't want to do it. And guess what? You end up doing it and you have the best time of your life.
You have the best time of your life. Yep.
So you're right. Go in there with a positive attitude and just take it for what it's worth. And if it's not working out, you know what you can do? Remove yourself.
You remove yourself. Period.
I'm not forced to stay. You just remove yourself.
Yeah.
So I laugh when you said about the different set of friends or family. There's people that we don't, you're going to do business with, you're going to hang out with. You're not going to ask some of those people you're hanging out with to do business, or vice versa. I think everybody has those group of friends or family. And it's not that I love you anymore or any less. I just know who to bring around who.
Exactly.
And I'm saying this, I'm sure the same with, people done it with me. Yeah. And even what you said about people saying about you're too old to do this. Yeah. I think that's such an old statement. We grew up with, you shouldn't wear this or you shouldn't look like this. And if you're this age, I heard it. You're a grandma. And I said, what does that mean?
Right. If anything, thank you. Look, thank you for just saying I look fabulous. That's the way I would take it.
You know what I say? And this is no offense to our grandmothers and great grandmothers that helped raise us and do for us. I say I'm not my grandmother.
Right.
I'm not doing the same things that she used to do. I'm here for my grandchildren. Don't get me wrong. But when I want to do Tracy, the word is no, like you just said. And it took me a long time to get there and feel comfortable doing that. Because you always want to please. And I got to take care of me right now. I got to take care of me. So,